peeps, Julian here from Disrupt Tutoring, and as always, such a pleasure to join you. Today we're doing question number 7 from the DBE 2019 Maths Paper 2. It is another trigonometry question, and it deals with some 3D trig. And they've given us a diagram with two rectangles, CGFB, and then another one is CGHD, and they are fixed walls of a rectangular shape on and the vertical to the horizontal plane FGH. Give us some more info about FB and HD and some angles, such as that angle BCA equals theta, ACE equals 2 theta, and ECD equals 60, and of course some lengths as well. They've also written it in our diagram for us, so we don't have to write it down there. And question number 7.1.1 is now calculate the length of AC, which is this line over here, in terms of x and theta. So to do this, they've given us theta is over here, and we know that x is the opposite side and AC is the hypotenuse if we're looking at the triangle ABC. So 7.1, obviously the sine of theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. So we get that the sine of theta will equal x, which is your opposite, and your hypotenuse will be AC. And then rearranging, timesing both sides by AC and dividing both sides by sine over sine of theta, we get that AC will equal x over sine theta. And that's the answer they're looking for, because it's in terms of x and theta. Okay, then on to the next one, 7.1.2. What is the length of CE in terms of x? So CE is this line going up here. And again, we have the angle of 60. And so we can, and because now the x plus 2 is the adjacent side to the angle 60, and we need to work out CE, which is the hypotenuse, we'll need to use the trig ratio of cos, because we know, so 7.1.2, we know that the cos of theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse, and of course the adjacent is this 2 plus x plus 2, so it's x plus 2 over the value of CE. So again, we're going to put it in terms of that, and we know that theta in this case is 60, and so 60 should equal x plus 2 over CE. CE then equals x plus 2 over cos of 60. Cos of 60 is a special angle, so we know that's a half, but if you can put that in your calculator, we get that it equals a half, so it's x plus 2 over a half, and obviously over a half means it's times by 2, because we can get rid of the half by bringing it up. So therefore the answer is 2 times x plus 2. So that's what CE is. Okay, and then on to 7.2. Show that the area of a roof, which is the triangle ACE, is given by 2x times x plus 2 times cos theta. So the triangle that we're looking for, the area would be this triangle over here, ACE. So we know the formula for the area of a triangle equals, so it's a half, this is in your formula sheet, if it's sides A times B, and then it would be times by the sine of C. So in this case, sine of C will be, well, angle C would be the 2 theta, and then of course A would be over here, and side B would be over here. And it just so happens that these two sides are the sides that we calculated in terms of x and theta in the previous two questions. So that's AC, and then B would obviously equal CE. So therefore, the area of triangle ACE is going to equal a half, and as I said, A would be AC, B would be CE, and sine of 2 theta. So this will then equal a half times, from the previous, remember we said that AC equals x over sine theta, so this will be x over sine theta. CE, we said, was 2 times x plus 2, so 2 times x plus 2, and sine of 2 theta. Okay, and then we know this trig function over here, sine of 2 theta, is from our formula sheet, sine of 2 theta should equal 2 times the sine of theta cos of theta. So we're going to use that formula now, but first we're going to write out, so remember, it's going to be x all over, so the denominator is going to be 2 sine theta. It's going to be x times 2 times x plus 2, and then the sine of 2 theta. So that cancels with that. So this is going to, now we're going to replace this formula in there, so it becomes x times x plus 2, and it's going to be 2 times the sine of theta cos of theta all over sine of theta. So those cancel out, and then we're left with 2x times x plus 2 times cos of theta, which is exactly what they were asking for us to show. Okay, and then on to 7.3. They've now said that if theta equals 55 degrees and BC equals 12 meters, calculate the length of AE. So AE is this line up at the top over here. So we can see that we do have the length of EC, which we've just calculated, and we've also got AC, and we can see that this is a triangle where we've gotten this 2 theta. So we can then use, because we have theta, well, an angle here and then an adjacent and an adjacent side, we can use the Cos rule. So I'm going to say 7.3. We know that the Cos rule states that a squared, so if this is your side A, this would be your angle A, and then this would be then sides B and C respectively. So A squared will equal B squared plus C squared, and remember this is another formula from your formula sheet, times 2BC times cos of the angle A. So as I said, if we've got an angle here and a missing side here that we need to calculate, we can use the two adjacent sides using this formula to calculate the missing value. So we can substitute then in, that will be AC squared will equal, sorry, AE squared, because it's up here, so AE squared will equal AC squared plus EC squared minus 2 times AC times EC times the cos of 2 theta. Okay, so we know that, so EC or CE we've calculated, or we've said that in terms of x is 2 times x plus 2, so EC will equal 2 times x plus 2, and they've told us that at BC equals 12 meters, and remember BC is also equal to x, so we can substitute in 12 for x, so EC equals 2 times 12 plus 2, which is going to equal 28. So now we've got EC. So carrying on, we know then that AE squared should equal AC squared, which of course is x over sine theta, which we calculated back there. So we can write down that that is x over sine theta squared plus EC, which we've calculated to be 28 squared minus 2 times x over sine theta, because we're substituting in for AC again, times 28 times the cos of 2 times theta, and they've told us that theta is 55, so that's going to be 110. So then we know that AE squared should equal, we know that x is 12, because BC is 12, so it's going to be 12 over the sine of 55, we can substitute that in, squared, plus 28, oh, that's not a degrees by the way, minus 2 times again 12 over sine 55 times 28 times the cos of 110. So we got that AE squared equals, so I'm just going to put this whole thing in the calculator because they're all values, but this is a 28 squared by the way. So in my calculator I get 1279.18, and of course we then need to square root both sides, so I get that the value of AE is 35.77 units. That concludes question 7. Alright, girl, I'd just like to give a special thanks to our epic sponsors for making this video possible. Please read more about them in the description below. Be sure to visit our website for more videos just like this. If you can't find the answer to the questions you have, please send us your question and we will respond with a personalized video just for you. And until then, stay epic.